Good evening, everyone. Current affair. Now, this current affair is from 22nd October to 31st October. Yani, this is the last weeks of October's current affair. Right. Now, let's begin. First, INS Kavrati. Now, see, this INS Kavrati is a ship. Right. Now, the Indian naval ship Kavrati was recently transferred to the Indian Navy in Vishakhapatnam. It is one of the four indigenous anti-submarine warfare corvettes designed under the Project 28. Right. Now see, this is recently it has been transferred to the Indian Navy in Vishakhapatnam. Fine. Now, what is this? Anti-submarine warfare corvettes. Next, Wildlife Institute of India. Now see, what Indian government has done. The Union government is planning to divest the Wildlife Institute of India of its status as an independent entity of the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Means the government is planning to make this as a separate entity. I mean, make it autonomous so that, like, if it has to take certain kind of decision, then it does not have to get permission from Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Fine. Next, Peru's Nazca Lines. What is Peru's Nazca Lines? The Peruvian archaeologists have recently discovered a 37-meter long cat drawing on the famous Nazca Lines, an UNESCO World Heritage Site located in Peru. Right? What they have discovered? Cat drawn. Take. What is the length of that cat? 37 meter. Where? Peru. Right? And it is also UNESCO World Heritage Site. Next, Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana (PMGSY). The Union Ministry of Rural Development recently declared Mandi district of Himachal Pradesh at first rank among the 30 districts of the country to effectively introduce the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. Means what it is saying that Mandi district of Himachal Pradesh, it is the first district which have effectively introduced PMGSY scheme. Right? That means in 2021 region, it has received the top position. Take care for constructing maximum length of the road. Next, Life in Miniature project. The Ministry of Culture has launched the Life in Miniature project, which is collaboration between the National Museum Delhi, Ministry of Culture and Google Arts and Culture. Now see, this Life in Miniature project, now it is collaboration between whom? National Museum Delhi, Ministry of Culture, okay, and then Google Arts and Culture. Right? It is a collaboration of Google Arts Culture and Ministry of Culture, which is the entity? National Museum. Next, No Tolerance Fortnight. No Tolerance Fortnight is what? The Mizoram government to follow COVID-19 no fortnight tolerance to take stern action against rising COVID-19 cases. So which state introduced no fortnight tolerance? It is Mizoram. Right? Now this is under this no fortnight tolerance means, like, after 15 days 14 days there was a relaxation that yes, people can go out of their house and they can buy goods and certain things and all. Now due to the as the COVID cases are rising in Mizoram, the government is saying now there will be no tolerance of that fortnight, that 14 days. Fortnight means 14. So after every 14 days they were getting some relaxation to buy their goods and all. Now the government is saying that no, now it will not take place. Next, general consent to CBI. The Maharashtra government has recently withdrawn general consent provision given to the CBI to probe cases in the state. I see, people who are following news, they must be knowing why when and under what circumstances Maharashtra government has withdrawn its consent to CBI from CBI. If you remember, like after this Bihar state government asked for Sushant Singh Rajput's case probe, the CBI entered, right? Maharashtra government was opposed this. I mean, the government was opposing this. So, and they saw that no, that this consent should be withdrawn so that the center through CBI cannot interfere in the state's matter. Next, National Supercomputing Mission. The third phase of the National Supercomputing Mission will kick-start in January 2020, taking computing speed to around 45 petaflops. Right, so this is important, that National Supercomputing Mission, which will be starting in January 2021, and what will be the speed? It will be 45 petaflops. Right, next, Ganga Dolphin Safari. Now, what is this Ganga Dolphin Safari? The National Mission for Clean Ganga recently launched dolphin-based eco-tourism program, including dolphin safari in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal. Right? Means now people can go and see dolphin into these states: Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and West Bengal. That is under dolphin safari. Next, Sudan-Israel deal. Sudan recently recognized the Israel by signing diplomatic deals with it. It has become the largest country to recognize Israel after UAE and Bahrain. Recently, now there is diplomatic ties between, recently there was a diplomatic tie between UAE and Israel, Bahrain and Israel. Fine. Now Sudan has entered into this. If you, there was a lot of this thing, Sudan was in great news. I mean, it was in news for many time and all. Why? Because it had ended the Islamist rule for 30 years, right? Means now they will go abide by constitution, they will follow constitution, they will follow democracy processes and all, right? And into this step, Sudan has also signed a deal with Israel, right? That means now these three countries, they will be recognizing Israel as a country, and also they will be having their high commissions or and all, right? Next, Indus-Sutur zone. The Himalaya or the Indus-Sutur zone in the Ladakh region has been found to be tectonically active until now. It was supposed to be locked zone. Next, Lost River traced in Thar Desert. Thar Desert, we all know that it is sandy, that it is a desert, right? Now recently the the archaeological department, they have found out that what was the river that once flew into this. So researchers have found the evidence of the lost river that ran through the central Thar Desert near Bikaner as early as 172,000 years ago, and may have been a lifeline to human populations, enabling them to inhabit the region, right? So how 172,000 years ago, right, near Bikaner, where it was published in the Journal of Quaternary Science Reviews. Next, Engi Mangchana golem is an old family of fish, also known as dragon snakeheads, has been spotted recently in Kerala, right? Now see, if you remember the Lord of Rings, there was a character, no, Golem. The name has been inspired from the character Golem, who always stayed underground in the movie Lord of the Rings. So this is important. So this news is important because it can ask the family of fish which is recently spotted in Kerala. So you will have to keep that in mind, right? So what is that news? What is that name? Engi Manchana golem. Next, France-Turkey controversy. France-Turkey, what is that? Recently, if you remember, the president of Turkey, Erdogan, he appealed his countrymen to boycott the goods of France Why? Because he thinks, Erdogan thinks that whatever France is doing to curb the terrorism, he is anti-Islam. I mean, he is working on anti-Islam agenda. That is why he urged his people. Next, Sophia. Now, what is the Sophia? Sophia's it's an acronym of Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy. It has recently confirmed the presence of water on the surface of Moon. This Sophia, it has confirmed that there is water on the surface of the Moon. Next, Vivad Se Vishwas scheme. The Union government has recently extended the deadline for making payment under the Vivad Se Vishwas scheme till March 31st, 2021. Next, Gift City. The United Kingdom has entered into a strategic partnership to develop Gift City, Gujarat International Finance Tech City, India's international financial services center. It has also agreed to set up a new fund of funds which will be managed by the State Bank of India Group. Gift City is located in Gandhinagar and has been promoted by the government of Gujarat as a greenfield project. Right? So this is also important. Next, Roithu Bharosa scheme. The Andhra Pradesh government has released funds under the Roithu Bharosa scheme, which is a welfare scheme for farmers. Okay? Under the second phase of the scheme, rupees 4,000 would directly be credited into the bank accounts of each of the 50.47 lakh farmers. Under this scheme, the government provides financial assistance of rupees 13,500 to the farmers every year. UN Global Climate Action Award. The Global Himalayan Expedition has won the prestigious Global Climate Action Award 2020 for its effort to combat climate change and amid the COVID-19 pandemic. F-18 naval fighter jets. Now, this was the deal recently took place when 2+2 ministerial negotiations was held in Delhi. The US to provide F-18 naval fighter jets to Indian Navy aircraft carriers to strengthen its relation with India. Next, new land laws in UT, Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The Union government has notified new land laws for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, ending the exclusive rights enjoyed by the local populations over land under the now diluted Article 370. Means now any Indian citizen can buy land in Jammu and Kashmir. Next, Operation Meri Saheli. Indian Railways has launched Meri Saheli initiative, which focuses on action of the security of women across all zones. This is an initiative of Railway Protection Force, RPF. The Railway Protection Force has started Meri Saheli operation to protect the women. Next, Ekta Divas. You know that Prime Minister Narendra Modi participated in the Ekta Divas celebrations in Kevadia, Gujarat on the 145th birth anniversary of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, which falls on 31st October. So Ekta Divas or Unity Day is celebrated on October, that is today, that is 31st, right? So just remember this. Thank you guys. Please subscribe our channel, like, share and comment.